I've jumped outside, and right now I'm scratching my head saying, is this really the right time for gardening tips? But Matt Ross is standing with me from Owens, and yeah, there's a good reason we're talking gardening tips today, because this is an important time of year for next year, right?
Definitely, definitely. What you want to do is you want to prepare yourself for next year by getting some of those seeds from your favorite plants out of your garden this year, and prepare them so that you can have them again next year.
Gotcha. Okay, so that seems like a real good reason to have some gardening
Yeah,
tips.
especially if you're trying to be on the frugal side with the economy being down and everything. One of the things a lot of gardeners are doing is saving their own seeds and trading their own seeds.
Well, you know, the good thing about having your own seeds is you know where they came from. You know what kind of plant you're going to get next year.
For the most part, you do want to make sure that there are some plants that just don't come true to type.
Oh.
So there's certain things like F1 hybrids, F2 hybrids on your tags that won't come true, and there'll be about a 25% chance you'll get the same thing again next year.
This is why I need gardening.
And this is why you need to do a little bit of research before you just start saving everything. Because you can do things like this nanny berry, which has got its beautiful fruit out right now, which you can actually eat if you want to try one of these.
Yeah, I'd love to try one.
Yeah, it's got a huge seed in it, so you're going to want to watch your bite there. And they can just spit out the seed. But the nanny berry actually requires double dormancy, meaning I save it this year, I put it in the fridge, put it under a warm, not the best flavor in the world.
Well,
but
there isn't much there.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot there.
Pretty much just seed and with some skin around it.
But that's the best way to clean your seeds.
Right.
There's a bunch of different ways to do it. So one way is to actually use your own teeth on something that's edible, especially for pomegranates. So if you have kids
I love pomegranates.
or grandkids, this is an awesome technique. It's a fun way to clean your seeds. So you actually eat the pulp right away from the seed. Then you dry that seed out just a little bit, and then those will germinate for you. And you can actually have an indoor pomegranate tree of your own. And they germinate relatively easily. It just takes them a little while.
And this is a pomegranate right here?
That's your pomegranate right there, the one that everybody's talking about.
These grow on trees?
They grow on, they're like a shrub more than a tree.
And that's what I like to put in my martinis, a pomegranate.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay,
that's a good way to spice up your afternoon. Also, when I look at what type of plant I'm going to be harvesting from, I want to make sure that they're ripe, that they're at maturity. So when I look at my peppers, I want to go to the red one, not the green or the yellows, to get my seeds.
Okay.
And then I'll just pop that bad boy open after he's been drying a little bit, and I'll expose the seeds. Then what I'll do is I'll just lay those out on a piece of paper towel and have them again for next year. And this Vietnamese fish pepper, you can get from year to year to year. This is going to be the same pepper.
Is that hot?
It's a hot one.
All right.
So it's
don't lick your fingers.
It's a fun little Asian spice. So it's a good one.
Okay, we got more tips coming up. We got some big gourds laying down there, a blender. It could get interesting coming up in the next hour. Yeah, we're back outside, and we're talking gardening tips. And I was wondering why in the previous hour, because it's so cold out. But learned from Matt Ross, our gardening guru, that this is an important time to keep seeds from your plants for a beautiful garden next year. Matt?
Yeah, one of those seeds that we're going to be looking at is this beautiful violet jasper tomato.
It's a rotten tomato.
Yeah,
you got it in a blender. Are we going to drink this or anything?
No, it's not going to be your pomegranate martini we talked about earlier. But what you want to do is start to let it ferment a little bit before you try to extract the seeds from it.
What do you ferment? By start to rot.
Yeah,
Get those enzymes going in there and whatnot.
That beautiful flavor. And once you decide to put a rotten tomato in your blender, that blender's no longer used for making drinks. I think it's pretty much safe to say that you can go to a garage sale, find a real cheap blender, and then use this for your seeds instead of your normal one.
What are you putting in there?
I got a little bit of water, about half and half right now. I'm going to put a little bit of hydrogen peroxide in there just to kind of sterilize some of the action. And what I'm going to do is cap this, and I'm going to blend this. And I'll blend this until it makes a real fine slurry. So I'll actually just put that, oh yeah. So I'll put that in there. And with the magic of live TV,
boom,
there is our concoction. And what I'll do is I'll actually pour this out then.
With a strainer?
I can either use a strainer if I'm just trying to collect the solids, but right now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to float it first.
Okay.
So I'll take this and I'll pour this right into a Tupperware container. Smells delicious. And I'll let the separates kind of break apart. So I'll have my floating seeds and my floating pulp.
Okay.
And then my really good seeds are going to go to the bottom.
What's the difference? The good seeds are just more solid and they'll sink?
Yep, and less airspace in the seed itself. So then the ones that aren't going to germinate well will rise to the top. I'll skim off the top. Then I'll pour everything out into this beautiful little basket here. Re-rinse with hydrogen peroxide again. Wash them one last time and lay them out on paper towel and let them dry out.
hydrogen peroxide. You don't want to leave it on the seeds for too long, do you?
No, you can. I mean,
it doesn't hurt them.
It doesn't hurt them too much because it's pretty diluted when you get it from the store.
Cool.
You can also take your squashes. So say, for instance, I had a beautiful squash display for this Thanksgiving. I can save the seeds for that too.
Nice, Matt. Well, always great tips. And yeah, save your seeds if you want a nice big pomegranate for your pomatinis next summer.